So you had a bad day, huh? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 74 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and the thing that you heard at the start, I wanted to sing it in my mind, but I'm definitely not a good singer, so yeah. But I think you know the song that I had in mind. And I want to, let's say, try to explain to you why I thought I had a bad day. And really, it surprised me how much of a difference I felt in the moment that something happened today. I will explain it to you in a moment. And then what actually happened and how I felt at the end of the day. So let me give you a bit of background and walk you through my day. So I woke up this morning and outside was pretty gray. Let's say that the situation was not, at least the mood was not the greatest outside. I left the dishes undone last night. So I was a bit groggy in the morning, but let's say all good. I went down, I grabbed my croissant. If you don't know what I mean, go check out, let's say, the episode Find Your Croissant. So I came back, I had breakfast, I had a coffee with my girlfriend, and it got way better. She was planning to leave a bit before lunch, so and I had planned to, let's say, clean a bit the house, so that's why also I didn't do the dishes last night. And I was like, okay, no problem. Since I was so motivated to actually clean and do something, I wanted to start with something that I had been, let's say, procrastinating and leaving behind for months. And that being throwing away the glass, bottles, normal glass, sauces, any kind of bottle that you can have in mind. The thing is that I don't produce them all that much, or at least I don't consume all that many. So in general, it's not that big of an issue to keep them around because I can keep them in my balcony. But, the problem is that it was full. So I was like, okay, it's time. So I was like, okay, I will, when my girlfriend would have left, I would also go and throw the bottles. The problem is that here in Switzerland, you can throw them only in specific places. This is, I think, very regular. It's just that, at least from all the experiences that I had and also the people that I know, they don't make it all that convenient. So near supermarkets, you can throw away plastic bottles. So you can recycle a lot of stuff there. I am lucky enough that carton I can throw away in a specific part of the building, or in general, you leave it outside of the house. Yeah, that's a real thing. So you leave it outside, they come to pick it up and you're good. But with glass, again, you have to actually bring it there and sort it and throw it away. And where I live, let's say the closest place that I can do that, it's like almost like 15-minute walk. And by itself, it wouldn't be that big of a problem. But again, the thing was pretty heavy. And I was like, okay, let me do it. I want to start the day good. And I went outside. It was pretty cold. There was a lot of wind. But I was like, okay, focus. You're going to get done with this. You're going to get back. You're going to have lunch. It's going to be amazing. So I was pumping myself. When I arrived there, it was very funny because I was coming, let's say, from the side, and there is an entrance that has a gate. And the gate was open. But when I was arriving, I saw that like a big truck was coming in and it was parking. So I was like, okay. But while I was walking, I saw that, the containers where you actually throw the stuff, they were not there. And I was like, this is not that great. And as I approach the gate starts closing in front of me. Like, doo. I was like, man, come on. All this after having walked like 15 minutes with this, I think it was more than 10 kilos each, definitely more, of glass. Super inconvenient, when you have to carry, for example, grocery bags when they start hurting your fingers. And I was like, oh my God. So I texted my girlfriend that, and she was like, no, I'm so sorry. And in the moment, I felt sassy, like I was like all offended by that, as if it was anybody's fault. Like, of course, I didn't know that place closed at 12 on a Saturday. And then I went and checked. It was from 10 to 12. Like, why would you, whatever. There's a lot of strange rules in this country. But besides that, and I walked home all sassy, all sad. I arrived home, I left them behind, and I stood on the chair like I scrolled Instagram for 10 minutes. And then I actually started planning my stuff. I had lunch, and then the day passed. And hours in, I was like, I saw, because, I still have the glasses outside. I had to come back with them because I didn't have where to leave them. And I looked and I was like, why were you so sad? Why did you convince yourself that you had a bad day? Because the rest of the day was amazing. Like, everything was chill. I was listening to my music. I was cleaning the house. I was absolutely enjoying everything as nothing happened. And I kind of realized that a lot of times, fortunately, this doesn't affect me all that much, but it happens, and I know a lot of people that happens to them with even minor inconveniences. But if it's not something that it's actually a problem, in the sense that if it didn't happen now, there are real consequences that you'll have to deal with, and overall, let's say that your list of problems increased, why would you even bother about something? Like, to me, this means that Monday I'll have to walk again 15 minutes and throw them. It's not the end of the world. Like, we throw, this magic word of having a bad day, of being in a bad mood, for things that are absolutely pointless, and they might even then, affect real things in your life. Maybe you are grumpy or you reply bad to somebody close to you. Like, for what? For a bunch of glasses that you didn't throw? It's pointless. And yet there is a reaction, in the moment you kind of feel entitled, and you maybe, to some extent it's also fair, in the moment to have that anger and, feel it for 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes. But that's it. First of all, you keep it for yourself. And after that, you're like, okay, calm down and go ahead. I don't know if you've seen the famous reels part of this video of this girl that starts arguing, and he was like, calm down, that's okay. Like, there is no reason. And we have these outbursts that, again, are a reaction, and by definition, they are there to appear in those instances. But after that, remove it. And again, keep the definition of a bad day for truly bad days, because unfortunately they will arrive. And maybe that's the thing that I want to close on, is that when the bad day arrives, if you react like that to something that is absolutely pointless, how will you handle a real bad situation? Spoiler, you won't, and it won't be even worse. So the moment that you have a minor inconvenience, the moment that something really doesn't get along your way, ask yourself, is this creating me a real additional problem? Or are things more or less just the same, just a bit more inconvenient? If the response is the second, take a deep breath and you're mostly gonna be fine. You just have to reset, maybe give yourself a super small treat. I mean, don't want to act like as if you're a small dog and you have to give them a treat, but, give yourself a moment, enjoy, and even, use that anger to do something else, but then pick it up and throw it in the trash, because it has no space in your amazing day. So don't make it a bad day, keep it amazing, and you'll be more than fine. Having said this, I don't want to keep it longer, because as always, this episode and the practice of the podcast really saves me from slouching and dying on the couch. I was like half dead. But here I am, and this puts me in a much more pleasant mood, because now I'm gonna edit the episode, I'm gonna post it, and it's a +1 on the road to 365. Thank you very much for listening. Let me know if you also get angry at stupid stuff or stuff that really shouldn't be part of your, engage your emotions. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, as I just said, and leave a review also on Spotify. It's always fully appreciated. Thank you very much for listening, and see you at the next one.